Ron Jaworski in the 2 games, though, 38 of 68, 534 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's what Dallas has to stop. Cowboy safety Dennis Thurman.
We have to go out there and, shut it down. We can't give up, a lot of yards passing this week and touchdown passes like we have in the previous 2 games, but I think we can do it.
Cowboys have had problems on defense all year, but not where defensive tackle Randy White plays.
Anything that's happened in the past, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't mean anything. All it counts is what happens this Sunday afternoon on a football field for 60 minutes. The rest of it doesn't mean anything.
Cowboys think they'll win. Landry says that's their edge. I'm Dale Hansen for CBS News in Dallas.
I hope very much that we can play like a national conference championship football team. I was glad we were able to play here rather than Atlanta in Atlanta. Not so much in regard to the team, but just in regard to where. It'll be very tough to beat Dallas. Hey, they've been there before. Nobody respects Tom Landry any more than I do, and but it's still a little bit more exciting because we get to play them at home.
Things out normally that will try to keep your mind on something that's negative instead of on something that's positive, and that's psychology. And that so far has worked effectively for them, because all I've heard this week was blue jerseys, And if our players listen to that blue jersey stuff all week, then they're going to be not quite as sharp as they should be. And that's what he's trying to do.
We have a lot of offensive threats, and everybody wants to get into the act, and receivers are never satisfied. If we're catching 2, we want 4. If we're catching 4, we want 8. The fact that we are where we're at right now has been a lot of personal satisfaction for me, and it doesn't matter if I catch 80 passes or 40 passes as long as we're in this position right now.
Defensively, we've got to get to Danny White and put some pressure on him and have him not be able to stand back there and throw the ball like he did against Atlanta.
I imagine you saw the game that they played against Atlanta. Did it scare you seeing the way that they can come back?
No, not really. We've been looking at Dallas all year. We played them twice already, and we knew that they were that caliber football team. They are a playoff caliber football team. Seems like they get better as the playoffs go on. Dallas is capable of doing anything, and they didn't surprise me one bit. As a matter of fact, I picked Dallas to beat Atlanta.
One thing's for sure in tomorrow's NFC Championship game in Philadelphia, it's going to be mighty cold, 15 to 20 degrees with a wind chill below 0. But forget the weather. The biggest factor that could decide this game is that the Cowboys will have to wear their hated blue jerseys.
For 5 years they've been saying, Dick, why don't you make Dallas wear blue? They don't like to. And I really don't care. I don't think it makes much difference. And all of a sudden I do it. I probably should have done it sooner, because it's obvious that they don't like to wear the blue, and it has affected them.
Now, the psychological effect of the Cowboys wearing blue remains to be seen. The physical condition of the Eagles may be more of a factor. They're hurting, especially at wide receiver. Ron Jaworski only has 2 healthy wide receivers to throw to. Harold Carmichael, who will undoubtedly draw double coverage, and this guy, number 83, Rodney Parker, shown here grabbing a touchdown pass against the Cowboys on December 21st. But the biggest hurt may be Wilbert Montgomery. He injured a knee during workouts this week in Tampa and is listed as probable for the game. Now, if Montgomery is sidelined and the Eagles' running game with him, that means Jaworski's going to be forced to throw a lot. And that's going to give the fierce Dallas pass rush the green light. And that means Ed Too Tall Jones, the man Larry Cole says, is the entire key to the Dallas defense.
Ed back really stabilized a position that last year we were playing with one guy for one guy for pass, and it's probably the most difficult position to play in our defense, and he's come back and he's having a good year, and it really has had a lot of confidence.
The Cowboys are a 1-point favorite.
It's a team thing, and actually neither Dallas nor Philadelphia
at their own 20. Eagles up by 10 will go wild. pass to the Cowboys. He started in place of Tony Hill. Fake is to Dorsett. White trying to set up screen. Does, but nothing doing. Montgomery now is the deep back of the eye, and it's Montgomery with the ball. And with the room to go, Montgomery might go. Wilbert Montgomery, touchdown Philadelphia. Will throw quickly and does outside to Dorsett. Dorsett breaking away. Down the sideline, and he drops, fires. Pearson open. Another first down in this situation. They like Springs straight ahead. They also like Dorsett straight ahead. They like him well enough for a Dallas touchdown. From the 25. Jaworski again will throw on first. Carmichael wide open. Carmichael will score for Philadelphia. Eagles in the four-man rush this time. White is down in the grasp of Harrison, and the Eagles have the football. With that barefoot, gets it up. Pearson in motion. The give is to Dorsett. Dorsett around the corner, fumbles, and the Eagles have the football. Baker replaced him at left guard. Straight ahead is Leroy Harris. There's a on the move with the Eagles. Jaworski gives to Harris. Leroy Harris pounds into the end zone for the Eagles. Or Tony Franklin tries this field goal. Kick is up and good. Story of what's happened today. And doesn't that one?
I felt before the football game we could win because I really felt that maybe the Dallas would take us for granted.
All right, Coach.
And maybe overlook us a little bit, look down their noses at us, and you just should never take anybody for granted in this league.
Well, basically, we've been a second-half ball club all year, but our offensive line played a super game. Gave Wilbert some places to run, and Leroy in the short yardage, just phenomenal. The offensive line was the key to this football game. Besides our defense playing great football, the conditions weren't the best to throw the ball and run routes and feel comfortable with the passing game, so we had to rely on the running game, and it was super.
I didn't have no doubt at all. I feel that, on a given day, we play good ball, we can beat the Cowboys, and, they're a good team. We're not going to take anything away from them. We go in there to the Super Bowl to represent the national NFC, and we're going to do it well.
Do it well and deal. What about your injury? Are you completely recovered, or was it not as bad as we thought?
Well, it's not as bad as you thought when you win a game like this.
That's a team thing. And actually, neither Dallas nor Philadelphia had a lot of the all-pros.
Montgomery now is the deep back of the eye, and it's Montgomery with the ball. And with the room to go, Montgomery might go. Wilbert Montgomery, touchdown Philadelphia. Eagles in the four-man rush this time. White is down in the grasp of Harrison, and the Eagles have the football. The give is to Dorsett. Dorsett around the corner, fumbles, and the Eagles have the football. On the move with the Eagles. Jaworski gives to Harris. Leroy Harris pounds into the end zone for the Eagles.
Nobody can make you feel inferior without your own permission. And we really felt that the Dallas Cowboys were taking us for granted. And I think that was a motivating thing. And plus, we're a good football team.
The Cowboys, on the other hand, had everything going against them. A capacity Veterans Stadium crowd that didn't realize it was 17 below zero. They had to wear those hated blue jerseys and face a fired-up Eagles squad, a squad that ran and ran and ran past the Cowboys' defense for a total of 263 yards and 2 touchdowns, and a squad that forced fumble after fumble after fumble. The end result, 20-7 Eagles.
Nobody can make you feel inferior without your own permission. And we really felt that the Dallas Cowboys were taking us for granted. And I think that was a motivating thing. And plus, we're a good football team.
John Arminio, Channel 4 Sports.
Well, I'm very, very excited, and I'm excited for more than one reason. I'm excited for the true old veteran that has never been there. The Claude Humphrey, the Woody Peoples, the Bill Berge.
It's the greatest thrill in my life, and 12 years in the National Football League, you have your ups and your downs, the peaks and the valleys, and let me tell you what, this is the ultimate peak right here. And I tell you what, I don't want to go to New Orleans just to be in New Orleans in 2 weeks. We want to go there and we want to win that darn ball game. And I tell you what, that's what I'm thinking about right now.
There may be people throughout the country that question whether we belong there or not. It seems like every time we do something somewhat spectacular, we're not supposed to do, that they can't quite figure out why we're there. But I know we are there. and I know the Dallas Cowboys know we're there. And I am just very grateful for those guys taking me along with them, because I still can't picture Dick Vermeil coaching in the Super Bowl.
You know, we worked hard for this, and I think it stems back to when Coach Vermeil first got here. They worked hard for 5 years to turn this team into a winner.
I'm still somewhat shocked, believe it or not, that we've put it together to the extent that we're playing for the world title.
Well, I've never felt this, type of feeling before in my life. It's, I've been in the Rose Bowl before. I've been to other bowl games. Of course, none of them mean as much as this one does. It's just a great feeling to be in the Super Bowl. As you're growing up, as a young kid, you see the Super Bowl all the time. As you get into college, you dream about someday you'll be in the Super Bowl, and the day is here.
Anybody tell you that they're not playing the sports for the money, I think they, crazy. Just say they playing it for the love. If they playing it for the love, they can go somewhere else and play.